Good morning. Bros. Hello. What's up? Steven. Good morning. Crypto Craig, good morning. Offshore Miner. What's up, man? BC. What's up, man? Getting close to one of my buy orders. Nice. All track. Good morning. John English Tech. Good morning. Good morning, bro. John English Tech. So funny, man. So I know exactly what you're. Frogman. Oh my. BTC 59K. Yeah, Bitcoin's dropped quite a bit. It's I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Crypto Craig, good morning. Frogman, Fire Sale, Gregory Jean, hi. Hello. There's no way I'm gonna pass up these low BTC prices. I agree. Offshore miner, stacking coins. Yep. Stack those coins. Stack all of it. Random miner, GPU mining is dead. Hey. Take that back. Alexandrov, what's up? Good evening from Bulgaria, RPM. Good evening, good sir. Good evening. Crypto Rich Rick, I'm gonna keep 55K. Keep playing. Nice. Black Sales, what's up, man? ASICs mining is dead. Got 30 AL0 and can't wait. Oh my god. That's amazing. That is amazing. I like it. Okay. So I wanted to let me go through my topic real fast. Okay, there's really big. I just I thought I would compare because the situation we are in right now for mining ALEPHIUM is that now that there's ASICs, right? There's these ASICs now. Okay, we got the GoldShell ALBox 2. We got the notorious Ice River AL0. And we got the AL1 from Bitmain, which is over 30 grand. Okay, so that's that's quite a bit. That's a lot. That is. Then it reminded me of Cadena. You guys remember like those like KD Maxes? Back in the day, the KD Max was like 40,000 or I think $50,000 at one point. You guys remember that when Cadena went up to its new all-time high and GoldShell was releasing these things? You guys remember those days? Those were fun times. And like I think the KD box sorry, the first generation KD box, even before that, was let's see, I actually have a video about that. $6,500. April 14th, 2022. April 14th, 2022. That was further down, actually. That was when, yeah, Cadena mining was just on the tail end. April 2022, just on the tail end, and it started going down. All right, so this is where also I think the big boy when did the Bitmain KA3 come out? The Bitmain KA3 I believe was released in here, let's see here, KA3 September 2022. I know it was announced like a half a year earlier, KA3. So that was September, right? That's when it came out. Cadena Cadena's price in September was already at $1.46. And I remember, I clearly remember during those times that the network hash rate for Cadena during these times was also just, you know, it was announced, and then everyone was getting them in January. Okay, the KA3s, people were starting to get these during this time, and then the hash rate for Cadena just obviously started going up and up and up and up, as people started getting those KA3s. So crazy, because Bitmain came out the gate with their big boy miner for Cadena. No, actually, no, they did not come out of the gate. It was GoldShell first in the actually IB-Link. I hate bringing this up. I really do. But you guys remember my Cadena millionaire story. The IB-Link BMK1. I was the first one to get one of these things, and that was when Cadena was like way down here, like a year and a half prior, where Cadena was like 50 cents or something, 33 cents. And so similar idea to that is that, sure, first batch Cadena miners, when Cadena was that low, ASICs were already coming out for Cadena way before the price appreciation happened for Cadena. So there were already ASICs for Cadena. Were they efficient? I mean, yeah, at the time, like, you know, it was great. It was great mining Cadena because if we go back here, okay, the hash rate for Cadena was like, you know, it was GPUs, CPUs when they were beginning, and then FPGA started coming out. And then the IB-Links came out over here, right? I got the first IB-Link, I think it was December 2022. That's when I got the first IB-Link BMK1 Plus or whatever. And now, since then, in February 2023, that's when Cadena started going up with GoldShell, ASICs, you all know, IB-Links, all that kind of stuff, and then died down, tapered off, and then the Bitmain announcement came about. Well, here we are. We got ALEPHIUM here. Okay, so when I showed you that those KA3s came out during these times, the Bitmain one came out during already past its price appreciation. Like the KA3 came out September 2022, right? So here we are now in the next month with ALEPHIUM. We got the big dog Bitmain, okay, coming out with their big ALEPHIUM miner, right? The 16 terahash, or wait, they got the standard at the AL1 and then the AL1 Pro. I don't know why didn't they just keep the same name AL1 and then just do like different hash rate models. Kind of weird. It's not even that big of a not that much different actually. Really the same efficiency. AL1 Pro, AL1, like I don't see much difference other than just another terahash more and like 200 watts more, but the same efficiency. So interesting why they call that AL1 Pro. I don't know. But now we got Ice River. Damn it, BC. Damn it, BC. You're connected to my sheet. Now we got the AL0. Ice River has come out of the gate. Good pricing. It seems like they've always been like on the side of I'm not gonna say on the side of the consumer, but they've generally been much better pricing than anyone else. So that's why like the dollar per gigahash for ALEPHIUM has been pretty good. And then we got GoldShell with their terrible pricing. And I mean, you all know that the AL box, the first ASIC for ALEPHIUM came out 4 months ago. It was the AL box 4 months ago. Okay, 4 months ago. So that was in April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, April. That's when I received that first AL box, and that was over here. Okay, and second week of April. That's when the hash rate. Also, there was an entity that was mining ALEPHIUM as well during these times. It did prop up here. But then a lot of those AL boxes were also being sold. I think the first price was like $15K, $12,000. And then lo and behold, 3 or 4 months later, GoldShell is pretty much doing another Cadena. Thank you, Retro Mike, for the $5. Thanks for the positive thing. Retro Mike. Okay, don't throw me off here. GoldShell doing their predatory price things here. Similar, exact same thing that they did with Cadena. Okay, exact same situation. All right, that happened with Cadena because obviously the price depreciated and everyone who kept buying the ASICs down, as the price kept going down, their profits went out. And then when the KA3s came out, and I do remember this, when the KA3s came out in full force, the gold shells, all the other Cadena ASICs were rendered useless, were rendered unprofitable at a decent kilowatt hour rate. So yeah, so all the gold shells were just wiped off the face of the earth for Cadena. Now, this is where, see, the similar, because of how much hash rate there was, difficulty, all that kind of stuff. You can see,
all the positive things you do for the crypto mining space.
Thank you, RetroMike. Thank you again. Gold shell equals nice heater for winter. Lars Hagen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The gold shells are nice for heaters. Yes. But in terms of strictly like profitability and like all that kind of stuff, it's bad, right? It's bad. So the jump from like the gold shell Cadena boxes was like, 74 to 90 watt per hash, right? And then as you went down, IB Links came out, and then Bitmain comes out with their 19 watt per hash, which is 4 times more efficient than the other Cadena boxes. So that's why that's pretty much why all these other models were rendered useless. Bricks and Bitmain, obviously, they manufactured, I think we calculated like 4,000 of these KA3s. Wait, if we can actually do this calculation right now, which we can do the similar calculation with the ALEPHIUM. So 909 petahash. I'm assuming a lot of these were gold shells that have turned off till now. I don't think anyone with KA3s has turned off their KA3s. I don't know anyone that has turned off their KA3s. So let's just say 694 petahash. So from 462 to 700. So that's like a good, 350 petahash. That's just 350 petahash. So 100, each of these KA3s does what? 166 terahash. So 166 terahash. All right, so if I said 350 petahash, what's 350 divided by 350 petahash divided by 0.166 of a single KA3? Okay, so that means there's roughly, did I say 4,000? Okay, maybe about 2,000 of these KA3s are online. Only realistically, maybe 1,500 to 2,000 of these KA3s are actually online since their release in 2020. They were announced, sorry, I think they were announced September. Announced September, released. People were getting them December, January, and that's when the hash rate started to just really climb. Really climb. Wait, sorry, this is 2020. Wait, I'm looked at the wrong, hold on. I looked at the wrong area. Hold on. December 2022. September 2022 was when it was announced. Oh my God. Am I looking at this chart wrong? Hold on. I looked at this wrong. I looked at this all wrong. September 2022. Yes. Yeah, I looked at this. I looked at that at the wrong area. So it's even more. Yeah, no, I was right. 4,000 because there was a massive hash rate jump here. And then there was another batch of KA3s that came out. Okay, sorry, I totally missed. Okay, I remember there was another huge batch of KA3s that were manufactured for December 2023. Okay, it was 2022. September 2022. They were announced. And then people were getting them February 5th. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, there we go. There we go. There we go. But anyways, I think it still stands from 200 petahash to 500. Yeah, that's still, that would be about 1,500 to 2,000 KA3s. If I divide it by 3, if I did 300 divided by 0.66 of a petahash, that's about, yeah, 1,500 to 1,800 of these KA3s in the first batch. Their first batch. 1,500 of these, let's say realistically, including GoldShell. So 1,500 KA3s. Okay, 1,500 KA3s. Then the next batch of Bitmain came out, and this looks like it was like 2,000. I think so I think in total, I was right. In total, there's like 4,000 of these KA3s out on the network right now. Yeah. That's just, I don't know. Maybe 3,000. Maybe 3,000. I don't know, because there's a bunch of other, maybe some people have lower electric. Anyway, so correlating that with ALEPHIUM here. Okay, so the jump from the GoldShell to the Bitmain AL1s is about a 2x. It's not really that, so it's not like a 4x compared to GoldShell, previous Kadena to KA3, which is a 4x efficiency. ALEPHIUM is about a 2x efficiency gain, so not too bad, but really depends how many of these, how many is Bitmain going to manufacture. It really comes down to how many is Bitmain going to manufacture. All right, this is the nail in the coffin here for everyone that's going to hashrate.no. And man, I saw I'm not gonna call, I don't want to call out anyone. There was a video and didn't even go through, didn't even say, like, didn't even do the math of, like, you know, 500 or 1,000 units. He said something like 50 units. I'm like, are you, who? Bitmain would not manufacture just 50 units. Are you stupid? Are you kidding me? And the amount of, I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, man, anyone who's been spending 30,000 plus dollars on these AL1s, I hope to God they understand that no, Bitmain is gonna make way more than 50 units. And I understand he was doing it for the affiliate, right? If I'll tell you guys right now, somebody buys a $32,000, $35,000 ASIC from their affiliate, you know how much commission they're getting? Hold on, I'll do the math right now. You know how much commission they're getting? They're getting times 0.03. They're getting $1,000. They're getting $1,000. Anyone who buys an ASIC through their affiliate, they're getting about $1,000 from that. So understand his side of his bias there, his explanation, and probably bullishness of it. Okay. I'm not saying ALEPHIUM and Kadena are going to be the same thing. We don't know, but we're kind of just going through past history here. Obviously, two different projects, also two different timelines. Okay, I forgot to mention we're in two different states of the market. Okay, Bitcoin during this time was also down, was going down since its previous 2021 high. So we were just going off. This Cadena's chart was also going with the market, in my opinion. It was also going down. So here we are today. Though ALEPHIUM did have its price pump in the bear, really, but like Bitcoin was also going up in a sense. But where, you know, this ties into like, did Bitmain do some sort of like underground market making event with ALEPHIUM? There were announcements that Bitmain was, you know, they did sponsor some hackathon with ALEPHIUM. So I mean, it's no joke. We all know Bitmain has been in talks with ALEPHIUM for a very long time, and they've been making that ASIC. They've been talking about making this ASIC, I bet, for over a year before the price pump. Okay, Bitmain's was already working on it with ALEPHIUM since the very beginning already. Maybe GoldShell too, because GoldShell was the one that came out first with their AL box, right? 12 grand 4 months ago, right? 12 to 15 grand 4 months ago, and now 4 months later, with the announcement of Ice River and the AL1, they have come down to $17.99, $3,000. So my $9,000 AL1, have I gotten its money back? Let's see. Hold on, let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. Let me go here. Have I gotten its initial investment back? 1,455 ALEPHIUM has been total mined since what's the first transaction? April 15th. 4 months ago. 4 months and a half now. Is that 4 months and a half? Yeah, 4 months and a half. 1455 ALEPHIUM has been mined on this AL1. This is first batch AL box. First batch AL box. How much is that? That is $2,369. I have been mining in HODL method. So, has it paid itself off yet after 4.5 months? No, it has not. Has it gotten its initial investment back of about $9,000 at that time? The price at GoldShell. There were, granted, there were resellers who were selling them for 12. There were resellers selling them for 15,000. There were resellers selling them for, yeah. I was going off. I got the AL box after that. Okay, when they priced it down. So unfortunate. Okay, really unfortunate for people that, man, which we gave all the risks. We all talked about the risks regarding these things. So like the only saving grace here for first batch AL box miners is that ALEPHIUM is going to have price appreciation. Is ALEPHIUM going to have price appreciation? So this 1455 ALEPHIUM I've mined so far. What if ALEPHIUM went back up to, let's just say, $3.50? Would I break even then? Let's see that. Times $3.50. No. $5,092. Would it break even on that $9,000 initial investment? Nope. ALEPHIUM needs to like 4x, like times like $8. ALEPHIUM needs to go to like $8, or no, maybe $7. 1455 times 7. Let's just say ALEPHIUM's price needs to go to $7 in order to break even on that AL box. Okay. Another thing to also consider here, the market cap right now for ALEPHIUM is not in the billions. It's only in 138 million. So to have another 7x, 138 million market cap, ALEPHIUM needs to have under $1 billion market cap to hit that, you know, $7 mark, whatever. Oh no, wait, hold on, divided by, hold on, I did math wrong. 84,968,215. Sorry, Alephium's price would be, yeah, would be $11.3. I don't know why I said 7x. I said 7x because if we wanted it to 4x, 3x, 4x, 1.63 times 4, $6.50. Oh, that's a 4x. Okay, sorry, I did that math wrong. So we need to go 138 million times 4, basically. In order for me to break even on the AL1 at $9,000, and the current bag I'm holding on this first batch AL1, ALEPHIUM needs to go to $552 million market cap. Can someone do that? Someone just pump it up to 552 million dollars mark. Is it far-fetched to think about that ALEPHIUM could go up that high? I don't know, honestly. I think it'd be an awesome thing. Is it going to? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Okay. Nobody knows. So, okay, let's go back to this. I want to do this now. Okay, so this is where we get into the projections of hash rate, okay, on the network and the profitability. I am the people who buy these things are only looking at the profit numbers of now, and they don't look at what the future holds for the network. How many of them are going to come online? I really wish that content creator really honed in on that, and he didn't. He didn't hone in on that until like the end or near the end of the video. And like I said, it goes back to the commission, okay? If he sells a $30,000 to $35,000 ALEPHIUM miner, he gets about $1,000 commission from that. Okay, I'm gonna be transparent with you guys on that one. Okay, let's do some simple math on this now. So 116.6 terahash. Okay, 16.6 terahash. How many Bitmain AL1s do you guys think are going to be manufactured first batch? How many AL1s do you guys think is going to be manufactured? Give me your guys's. Let me see in the chat, and hit that like. Oh my god, we got 188 people here, 57 likes. Smash the like, bros. Hit that like. I want to see 100 likes. This is a very serious topic because I gotta be honest with you guys. I have seen a couple hundred of you guys ordered through my affiliate, through my account on Ice River. So I can see a bunch of these ASICs being bought. I see a lot of AL0s being bought. At least 500. And that's just through my affiliate. I can't even, I bet Ice River has like 3,000, 4,000 of these things. Oh, we can do the math on that later too. Okay, you guys are all saying 1,000. You guys are saying minimum 1,000. Remember, 1,000 units at their price at $32 million gross sales. BC. Yeah. $1,000. Okay, 1,000 units. Crypto Michael says 1,000 to 1,500 or is the norm. Yeah. Regularly. Yeah. 1,000. Okay, let's just do 1,000. Okay, let's just do 1,000 Bitmain AL1s. So let's do the math. Okay. So a 16.6 terahash. You know what? That's the pro. Whatever. Let's just do 16.6. Okay, so that's 0.0166 of a petahash. Okay. Looking at right now, the hash rate for Lithium, we're only at 2.2 petahash. 2.2 Mining King. Mining King, thanks for the 5. I did not order an AL0 with your code, Panda. Mining King, yes, you did. King, I can see you on my I can see all the orders on my account. I saw your email from Terra hosted. King, you can't lie to me. I know you used the code RedPanda. I know you did. I saw it. I screenshotted it and I sent it to you. Okay, anyways, 2.2 petahash right now. You guys are all saying, all of you guys are saying about 1,000 Bitmain units. We also did this before. I think we were one of the first people who did this math in a live stream like a couple weeks ago. We already did this already, but we're doing it again. So 1,000 units times 0.0166 of a petahash. That means if Bitmain sells, okay, if Bitmain sells 1,000, okay, 1,000 of these.
I did not order an AL0 with your code Panda.
Steven Cicero, thank you for the 19 months, good sir. I think that I think that are all produced. The question is how many are going to release at a time. Steven, so yeah, the question is how many are going to be sold, yeah, to the resellers, because Bitmain's website has the AL1 already sold out. It says sold out on their website. Okay, so anyways, 16.6 petahash for 1,000 Bitmain AL1s. That is going to increase the network hash rate by divided by 2.2, which is, I'm dividing it by what the hash rate of is of ALEPHIUM now. That'll be about 7.5 times increase. 7.5 times, okay, increase in hash rate. So that's for 1,000 AL1s. So in terms of now profitability wise, okay, if we divided what, $542 divided by 7.5, by the time, if all of these came online at the same time, then, and maybe an AL1 could make $72, but granted, the price of ALEPHIUM is going to be the biggest deciding factor here. Okay, so now Crypto Crag, I just saw you said 1,000 AL1s and 1,000 AL1 Pros. So okay, so let's just say we 2x'd it. So 7.5 times 2. 7.5 times 2 is 15, right? Yeah, 15 times. The network hash rate could go up 15 times. So 2.2 petahash times 15. That would be 33 petahash on the network. So if, let's say you said 2,000, you said so 2,000 Bitmain units. So 15 times. So 542 divided by 15. And anyone can do this math at home. Then, if all of these came online, 2,000 units, it'd be about $36. This thing would make $36 a day. Now, the biggest question is, what about the AL Box 2, the AL Box 1s, or the AL 0s? Well, I mean, hell, 25 divided by 15. I mean, the AL Box 2 will then make $1.66. I mean, what about the AL 0? Is the AL 0 on here? AL 0. AL 0 is $13 a day right now. Yeah, that by the time these come out, it is not gonna be $14 a day. I hope everyone realizes that. I hope everyone realizes it's not gonna be $13 a day divided by 15. 86 cents a day. Let's do a modest 7. Let's do a 13 divided by 7.5 times. $1.73. Respectfully. Don't mind me mining. says, don't forget Ice River will come out with those too. Yeah, you know what? We totally forgot to add the AL zeros. Okay, so my Ice River account has over 300, 400 of these sold. Okay, a crap ton of you guys have bought these. So if my account has that, and I'm thinking other content creators, Ice River sold, I'm thinking like there's like 1,000, maybe I'm thinking maybe there's 1,000 of these. I think there's maybe there's another 1,000 AL zeros. So let's do the math. Let's do the math on that. Let's go to the calculator. So these are 400 gigahash AL zeros, right? 400 gigahash? Yeah, 400 gigahash. So that's a 0.0004 of a petahash. Okay, so if Ice River, so if we did 1,000 AL zeros times 0.004 of a petahash, that's a single AL zero. That would be, okay, 1,000 Ice River AL zeros would be 0.4. Not even a single, not even one petahash. Wow, that's actually crazy to think about. So Ice River would only add 0.4 of a petahash on the network. Do you guys think Ice River only made 1,000 of these AL zeros? I think they made way more. I mean, they would only add up to 2.7 petahash, which really isn't a lot. Honestly, they probably made way more than that. Greater Good Mining. Hello, good sir. I bet there will be something similar to KS1 or KS2 for ALEPHIUM Ice River. I agree. It's going to be like an Ice River AL1, AL2, AL3. Yep. Crypto KJ. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I remember talking about that long ago too. Yeah, on Twitter. Looks like not sold out from Bitmain. Steven. Oh. When I went to their website, it did say sold out this morning. So maybe it was updated. Anyways, I think really I would not spend at the end of the day, I think buying these AL1s right now for this amount of money, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense because by the time all of them come out, think about how many they'll be on, right? How many will turn on. Granted, another thing is how many AL Box 1s and AL Box 2s GoldShell manufactured as well. How many of these are going to be turning on as well? I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. But really, the only saving grace here is if ALEPHIUM's price is gonna go up more. I don't know. We really don't know. This is supposed to go in line with the bear market Bitcoin 4-year cycle, which is supposed to be like 2025, right? 2021 and then 2025 is the year. So for anyone that bought these, that's really our only hope. Insert like the Star Wars meme here. Luke, your only hope is that Bitmain's price, ALEPHIUM's price has to price appreciate considerably to be able to sustain everybody that's mining with these ALEPHIUM miners. And you know what? It could happen, right? Is ALEPHIUM gonna because where we are in the market right now, is ALEPHIUM gonna go the way of Kaspa ASICs, or is it gonna go the way of Kadena ASICs? I don't know. See, this is the question everyone is thinking and risking and gambling on, essentially risking their investments buying these types of miners right now, is that they are trying to get on first batch. That's another thing, right? The first batch ASIC miner, I mean, this is not AL Box as actually the first batch, but because the AL1 is going to be such a substantial network hash rate, is going to be a substantial hash rate model, it's going to raise the network hash rate considerably. Okay, hold on. My kid is screaming and singing. Oh, I gotta close my door. All right, I'm back. All right, I'm back. How did I close my door? Sorry, you guys. I don't know if you can hear my kids. My kid is screaming. I heard the lock karaoke. No, not karaoke. He likes to sing. He's like in music class and stuff. So, terrible. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I'm done. I don't know what else to explain. It's gonna be very risky. This is a very risky time. Very risky time indeed. Very risky time. Very risky, very risky, very risky. Very risky. So, anyone here? Anyone in the chat? Anyone buy an AL1? Has anyone bought an AL1? I'm just curious. Obviously, I don't think anyone's in the chat's gonna come tell anybody. Hell no, negative. Yeah. Steven, go hook up the Ubiquity bridge. Steven. I'm waiting for price to have YT Vance. Hi, can you please explain why buying Caspa is better than buying Caspa ASICs? Yes, I can. Yeah, like every example I've done so far. Okay, like, you know, the like KS3M. If I bought $9,000 worth of Caspa, it would have been like 80,000 Caspa, and that would have been a better investment instead of buying a KS3M for $9,000 in January of 2023. Granted, I still have the value of the KS3M, but it's the reason why buying Caspa is better than buying the Caspa miner is also that, you know, against resale value with Caspa, it's such a I feel there's just a new model coming out like every couple months, newer efficient model. So with KS3M, you know, if I, you know, for that, for instance, I would have had 80,000 Caspa if I bought it instead. But you know, KS0 Ultra, you know, these models were all coming out every month. It seems like there's a new model, and Bitmain with their KS5 Pros, you know, this one's like 4 times more efficient than the KS3M. So the KS3M is going to be phased out in that regard, and we don't know how many of the same idea with, like we talked about, how many of these Bitmain KS5 Pros they're going to manufacture. And then along with that, Mr. YT YouTube, another reasoning is the Caspa's emission schedule. It just makes sense to buy Caspa now. At this point in time, if you were first batch KS, you know, the first batch miners in the very beginning, it was a good investment. But you know, buying the coin at this point in time where we are with all of these Caspa miners, the Caspa network hash rate, all that stuff, I truly believe that I think buying the coin is going to be a better investment now. If you believe in Caspa's price, you believe that Caspa will price appreciate in the future. That's it. That's the name of the game. That's it. That's it. That's it. Unless, I mean, if you got really low electrical costs and generally low, I mean, I think you're not going to go wrong either way. If you're running it as a business as well, if you're buying miners, like Caspa miners, and you're running it as a business, like myself, you know, I can depreciate this hardware. right? Against my income, lowers my taxes. So there's a lot of benefit there. I'm always all for buying mining equipment rather than buying the coin. Kaspa is actually the first coin I have ever said personally, right? Personally myself, I've always been a miner. I always like buying hardware and mining. But again, because of Kaspa's aggressive mission schedule, a lot of new Kaspa miners have been coming out. How much hash rate is exploding on Kaspa now. And I'm not saying I don't believe in Kaspa. I'm just saying that it's just getting to a point where I think, no, not I think, we did the math already, that actually buying Kaspa is going to be a better investment versus, you'll never get the same yield back as if you were to buy the Kaspa versus mining it. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. That's it. Kaspa is a very interesting this time. Where we are in the state of ASIC mining for Kaspa, I would recommend buying Kaspa instead now. That's where my head is at. But if you're running it as a legit crypto mining business and you're running it as income, depreciate your expense your electric, depreciate the miners, there's a lot of benefit. There's a lot of benefit in doing that. So depends what your strategy is, depending what your financial state is. That in my opinion, that is yeah. So do you think you get the same yield back with ALF? Hell no. Hell no. I think where we are right now, it would probably be better to buy a leaf. Okay, $35,000 AL1 times, I don't know, divided by $1.63 ALEPHIUM. You can buy 21,472 ALEPHIUM right now instead of buying an AL1. And currently, an AL1 is mining. Okay, I say currently. We're gonna divide that by, like, let's just say the network. Okay, this is the amount I could buy. I'll bring up another calculator. So this thing could mine 303 ALEPHIUM a day if you had it now. Obviously, nobody has it now, so I'm gonna cut that in, like, let's divide this by 7 times. So by the time you get this and turn it on, when everyone else turns on their, you know, if Bitmain manufactures 1,000 of these, your yield is going to be 43. Okay, 43 ALEPHIUM a day. So let's times that by 30 days. That's 1,298 ALEPHIUM in 1 month. Let's times that by, I don't know, 12. Granted, the hash rate is probably going to climb and difficulty is going to keep climbing. So you're probably going to get less and less as you go on. But let's just say in a span of a year, you're not even going to mine the same amount of ALEPHIUM as if you were to buy ALEPHIUM right now. If you spent $35,000 freaking dollars on an AL1 right now, you could buy 21,000 ALEPHIUM instead, rather than mining and buying mining with an AL1. And this is gonna go down throughout the year because, again, the network hash rate difficulty is rising. So I'm gonna guess this is gonna be more so like maybe in a year you're gonna mine like 12,000 ALEPHIUM. It's just not. Man, it's just not. It's not looking too great. That doesn't even add the electrical cost. Yeah, exactly. Maddie K is not wrong. You got to add the electrical cost. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Electrical cost. Max Voltage says the AL1 is the one of the shorter break-even times for ASICs right now. Most are 2 years to never. Max, is that equating, sorry, the hash rate increase? Is that equating like the hash rate? You're doing the numbers of now. Is that the numbers of now or numbers of later? Numbers of hash rate gain later. Wait, hold on. I can just do it right now. Max, and I am using your numbers. Okay. Right. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I think the break-even time is probably gonna be like 3 or 4 years. If everything starts, climbing as we go along, I think, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. With your numbers, it's about 18 months, not including power. Okay. So even worse. Retro Mike, do people actually have that much conviction in ALF just to justify a $35,000 purchase? The exact same thing was said with Cadena. You remember the $40,000 KD max? You guys remember the $40,000 KD max? At one point, this thing was 40 grand. Man, crazy times. I'm not saying ALEPHIUM is gonna do bad. Okay, I hope it does good. I think it's good for us to, look back in, how predatory these companies are in selling these ASICs. They have an agenda, right? There's a reason why they sell these at these prices, and they're the little Timmy, as DJ would say, the little Timmy, somebody that doesn't understand that, there's things to consider. How many of these are going to be manufactured? How much is the network hash rate going to raise? What's the network difficulty going to be? What's the price of the coin going to be? How many people are going to be mining and holding? How many people are going to be mining and selling? Is the coin going to be able to sustain all that hash rate and, potential sell pressure? All these risks, all these things, all these variables, the little Timmy has absolutely no idea. The little Timmy has no idea regarding all these things, all the variables that come with crypto mining, all the risks. That's the term. All the little risks that are involved with crypto mining. This is extremely risky. It's very risky. It could do well, or it could do very bad. I don't know. Okay, but we can make our guess. We can make our educated guess and predicting how much network hash rate could be coming on. I guess price prediction is a whole other thing. Looking at this looks like the Cadena chart to me. It looks like a Cadena chart. But then again, it could go up from here. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Retro Mike, ALF has multiple chains. Will Bitmain work on the other chains or just one? Probably just one. Because the AL1 only mines on the first chain, apparently. So I don't know. That's why some of the mining pools have issues trying to support the AL boxes, or AL2s even. Someone has to be exit liquidity, and that's unfortunately that's us. That's the people who buy these machines. That's us. Bitmain, they're in China. There's no regulations over there. There's no jurisdiction where any of us could see what they're doing over there under the table. They have many reports of Bitmain having underground pump and dump groups, to do these types of things, or long rugging of a coin and selling the ASICs in order to legitimately get, fiat. Okay. At the same time, they're mining with these machines or other machines that they have in order to do market making. Okay. there's a lot of exchanges that are unregulated that are obviously in China or Hong Kong, whatever. And a lot of these can accept money from Bitmain. I'm assuming, no, it's a fact. A lot of these exchanges are in with Bitmain. All right, Bitmain is in. All right, they're in. They're spending. They're forwarding millions of dollars to do market making, and I'm not saying that's happening with ALEPHIUM, but I mean it's coinciding. It's correlating quite well here. I don't know. It's looking pretty. It's looking pretty correlated in that regard. I'm just spreading FUD. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Who knows? Okay, we have absolutely no idea, but I've heard of these underground groups that do these types of things, and we have absolutely no idea, no jurisdiction of it. We North America are the ones that are providing the legit income, the legit fiat to these companies that are overseas, and they, for all we know, they could have easy access to pumping these coins, market making events of, let's say, ALEPHIUM or another ASIC. What's the next ASIC coin? What's the next ASIC coin that's gonna get pumped? What do you guys think? Is it gonna be Radiant? Are we gonna be next? Is Radiant gonna be the next one? I mean, it's not gonna take much to pump this coin. I mean, $10 million market cap. I mean, $1 million market making event. This thing would go to like $100 million. So, yeah, yeah. Watch. It's gonna happen. Watch it happen. Watch. Greater Good Mining, we are all Timmies to them. It's true. And anything that goes on over there in China, we have absolutely no idea. No jurisdiction at all. This is it's the wild west, man. Everything that's playing out here, I mean, it's feeling like that again. And I hope anyone that purchased this thing understands the risks. I really hope people understand the risks of these things. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. That's what I try to portray all the time with ASIC mining. It's a very risky endeavor. It is very risky. Sometimes there's good plays, sometimes there is bad plays. Is ALEPHIUM, am I saying the Bitmain AL1 or AL0 is a bad play? No, but I just want to give the risks. I just want people to understand that this is something where you're spending this type of money, you're spending this investment, and you're hoping to get a return. I mean, you're not the only one. You're not the only one wanting to get a $32,000 return. I mean, like $32,000. Like, imagine each person buying one of those, and you're looking at like ALEPHIUM's market cap, $135 million market cap. I mean, like, what's the, like, you think of the sell pressure, or you think of the sell pressure that people buying these things, you know, they want to get their return on investment, but like at the same time, when they do that, it's going to drastically, you know, depending on each person's situation, are they going to mine and hold? Are they going to sell every day? See, that's a variable you have absolutely no idea, right? And that's going to affect the outcome of really the ALEPHIUM's price and like sustainability, you know, all these things. It's man, it's gonna be crazy. Biz, good morning, good sir. Hello, good sir. Good sir, hello. Altcoins bleeding again. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Market's tanking. It's going down. It's going down with Bitcoin. Are you going to be making mining ALF video with the AL0 since we won't be able to mine directly to Tangem? Biz, yeah. So yeah, the Tangem does not support ALEPHIUM. They have the ERC20 ALEPHIUM, but not the native. Not the native. Yeah. If you got 32,000, just buy crypto trade. Yeah, yeah, we did the math already. Yeah, I think buying ALEPHIUM would be a better choice at this point. But who knows? Honestly, who knows? Nobody knows. We honestly have no idea. Honestly, if everything goes in line with the 2025 being the the fourth Bitcoin cycle year, I mean, in theory, that should really be the year everything goes up. So, in that case, the AL1, the AL0s could be a good buy. But in my opinion, mining and holding would be the better play. Mining and holding is the best mining strategy, not mining and selling every day, because we've done those examples many times. Okay. Questions. Let's do it. Questions and concerns, and then I gotta go, bros. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for the likes. 216 people here. 90 likes. Smash the like. Thank you for today's video sponsor, myself. If you go to my website, redpandamining.com, if you're looking for any coupon codes for anything, Tangems, Brandon Coins, PC Shop. Oh, you guys should go look at his website, by the way. Hold on, let me put this in. Let's see what he's got for sale. Let's see. Oh yeah, he's got 6700 XT, 12 gigabyte for 338 Canadian. Oh, hold on, let me change this to for you American people. I like looking at. I've been so used to American pricing now. Second gen Intel and i5 2500K for 65 bucks. Oh, interesting. 6600 XT 179. Ooh. Brandon Coin's got some nice stuff over here. Very nice. You people, Retro Mike. And Angles, hi, thank you for the 5, good sir. Will Ledger Stack support the coin, and do you think the network they're using, example ERC20? No, ALEPHIUM is not using ERC20. That's I think they were on ERC20 before, but then they moved off to their own native network.
I donated £5 through Super Chat. Will the Ledger Stack support the coin, and do you know what
what do you mean, you people? Travels. Did you ever give away those KS0s? I actually gave them away to my friends, my IRL friends. Not the KS0 Pros, but you're talking about the KS0s, like the first iteration KS0s. Yeah, I gave them. I gave 2 of them to my friends. Steven, I just spent 4 days in Canada. Beer was cheap. Oh yeah? Yeah, beer is generally cheap here. Kaiser, RedPandaMining, here's the real deal. How many people are actually interested in the coin compared to those interested in just fiat? I'm gonna say couple percent, maybe not even. Not even a single percent of people are actually interested in the coin. 99% of miners are interested in the dollar value. Let's be real here. Let's be honest here. I mean, here, let me just put it in the chat. Here, let me make a poll. I mean, this will. Do you care about the coin or the price instead? The coin. The price. All right, there's 2 options. I want to see what you guys think. Pretty sure 99% is going to be the price. People who say the coin, they're lying to themselves. Total liars. Completely lying to themselves. Everyone's doing this for money. The the whole fundamental idea of crypto and everything. I know it's meant to be supposed to decentralize, it's supposed to fundamentally, you know, beat the system. I understand that. I wholeheartedly love that. I wholeheartedly agree. But in our lifetime, I don't think we're not gonna get to that point, because Bitcoin it's like mainstream, you know. It's getting to that point where everything is financially tied to it, and money is really the, like, for a lot of people, like their end all be all, really. Homebrew crypto, I answered incorrectly. Yes, I care about the price. I thought you meant profitability. Oh, well, both. Both, I guess. I mean, Iowa crypto mining. RPM lives in Canada for the nugget price. We all know that. Dude, 20 nuggets is like 20. They're like $1 Canadian each. I'm not even kidding. It's expensive. Nuggets are not cheap. Nuggets are not cheap. Number go up. Number go up. Yep. That's right. Number go up. How many people own stock are interested in the company? Vinny Del Greco. That's a good question. I own some stock. I own some Tesla stock. Am I interested in the company? Yeah, I am. But more so, am I interested in the value going up on the stock? 100%. 100%. So I guess it goes hand in hand. It's really both the coin and the price. Like, you care about both. I think it's not like saying like someone's a hypocrite or not, but like, it's like, I care about the tech, but honestly, underlying, you care about the money as well. Panda, give your enemies KS zeros. Yusuf puts, I'm actually potentially I'm in talk. I'm trying to talk with BP to see if he's willing to do another 10 KS0 ultras, or maybe 10k, maybe 10 AL, maybe 10 AL zeros. I can give away 10 AL zeros. I'm in talk with BP right now, so waiting for his response. So we'll see. We'll see. What's up, everyone? Fantasy, Craig, Cicero, whoever else for Iowa. What's up, man? Vinny Del Greco, absolutely. How are we supposed to be altruistic in crypto space? Vinny Del Greco, it's hard. It's hard, man. That's something I've always had struggles. I've had a lot of struggles with. I've always, in the beginning, when I started my journey, I've always been, all about, crypto and the fundamentals and decentralization and being self-sovereign and, obviously being, your own self-custodian to, your crypto, private keys, cold storage, all the things that make crypto have its freedom, essentially, and getting away from big banks, tied to the monetary system that we are in now, which is horrible. Trying to break free from the monetary system that we are in now. I'm all for it. Honestly, I'm all for it. But again, I've had a hard time, really kind of like distinguishing that from, we're doing this to make money. At the end of the day, it's like we're trying to do this to make money. Majority of people here are doing this to make money, and I've had a hard time really kind of distinguishing those two things. And what you mean, being selfless and all this, and trying to explain doing crypto mining and trying to help people in that regard. But money making money and trying to help people do that in a way is already is, I don't know. Again, this is such a hard thing to, you know, be that way. Altruistic. It's hard. It's something I've struggled with every time. You know, you guys, you have guys like, where's Retro? Is Retro Mike here? You have people like Retro Mike, you know. Retro Mike, he's all in. He's all about crypto. He's all about crypto, the fundamentals, the coin. He doesn't care about the price. But then you got 99% of everyone else who just, you know, cares about the money part. So there's going to be people who are going to be really, you know, for it, and people who are for it but don't really care for it as much, or just mainly want to make money. So it's hard. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing I've struggled with. I've tried to do one or the other, and it's hard. I've tried to do the selfless one, which is obviously being more, you know, fundamentals, being more about the fundamentals, being more about the coin, and not so much about the price. But it's hard. It's truly hard. I've tried honestly, but it's too hard. VC, there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. I agree. There's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing wrong. AlphaMine, honestly, people making money will foster adoption. We need mass adoption. AlphaMine, you're correct. You're correct, man. Again, everyone wants to make money. It's tied to their financials. Like, yeah, I mean, that's a great way to really foster adoption. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong. BC, I'm not fooling myself about being altruistic. I would just be lying to myself. And exactly, BC, that's what I was having a hard time with. You know, it's like, sure, I can be all savant, and you know, we're not doing this for the money. We're doing it for the good of the ecosystem. We're doing it for crypto. We're doing it for the freedom against the big banks. We're doing it for decentralization. We're trying to go against the existing monetary policy we are right now. We're trying to, you know, be free from all that. We're trying to step away from the governments. You know, I could be like that every street. I could do that all the time, but I'd be lying to myself saying that I'm also I'm really, at the end of the day, I gotta feed family. You know, I gotta pay bills. I gotta live. I need to make money. At the end of the day, I need to make money. So it's like you said, BC. Yeah, you're not fooling myself. Yeah, it's true. I would just be lying to myself. It's true. And I think I talked about it before a couple months back. I was like, I had a video or a live stream where we're talking about being like, it's kind of like being a hypocrite in a way, because it's like, you know, you support everything, you support the coin, you don't care about its price, but at the end of the day, like, you know, it's like you want to make money as well. Kaiser, I'm happy to hear the truth. Kaiser, you knew the truth in the very beginning, you bastard. Greater Good Mining, RedPandaMining, it's difficult because crypto is so volatile. You want to help people, but to make it, you have to take risk. It's hard to guide people in such a risky endeavor. Yeah, Greater Good Mining, 100%. 100%. That, yeah, no, for sure, man. For sure. Imagine living in Venezuela. What did Retro Mike say? I'm adequate at best. Yo, Red Panda, want to make more money? Source me SQRL acorns. As many as you can. I'll pay in fiat. Terrible. Horrible. Horrible. Okay. That's it. Is that it for the stream? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Otherwise, I think we're done. I think that's it. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Otherwise, keep on keeping on. We're staying the course. We're still mining. We're still doing everything. We're still expanding. We're still diversifying. Yeah, I'm diversifying. I'm trying to build up the GPU farm again. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but I did get a bunch of these PCSPs with the 470s. I don't know if this is not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Taking a risk. Taking a $329 risk. Man, you just get so much hardware for $330. I couldn't pass it up. I'm like, you get the power supplies, the RAM, hard drives, 12 470s. I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. You know, because bull run, these were like, you buy all this in the bull run, it was like 7, 8 grand, 10 grand probably for all of it. But that was with Ethereum. So we'll see. BC 500 GPUs. Yeah, I have over, I didn't count exactly, but I think I have over 600 GPUs now. And like half of them are just sitting. I don't know why I keep buying GPUs. I need to stop. I have an addiction. Okay, I have a massive addiction. It's a pirate. How old is Polaris by now? Like Polaris is like 8 years old, 9 years old. I don't know. Super old, man. I love the ASIC miner by Avalon. Hardcore gamer. Yeah, you like that one? Yeah, me too, man. Steven, good luck fitting 3070s in those. Steven, I don't plan on putting 3070s in them unless they're blowers and 2 slotted. Yeah, but yeah, the big AIB cards will not fit in this. The big AIB like gaming cards, you can only do 6. You can't do 12. You're gonna have to split them into 6. Shakester, addiction? No, not you. Crypto Craig, 474 these are tanks. They are. They're definitely tanks. Definitely. Panda has a sickness. King, don't patronize me, King. Don't patronize my buying habits. Wow, that car just exploded. Holy. Oh, that was the exhaust. Okay. All right. Stevens, even EVGAs won't fit. Oh, Steven? Wow. Yeah, because it's too tall, probably. Toxic Miner, you can do 7. The first 2 slots have a bigger gap. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Retro Mike, my 3070 turbos are the longest 3070s made. Yeah, that's why then you have to put the fan. You got to move the fans to the front. Yeah. You might have to move the fans outside for the length. Max, BTC is currently at 59K. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, bros. I'll see you all another time. A2000s with PSU. All track. Yeah. Honestly, I'm looking for if someone could sell me like 6600 XTs or 6600s, like I would love to buy like 120 of them, but not at like, I want to buy them in bulk pricing, you know. I would love to have like a crap ton of 6600 XTs or 6600s or something. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Okay, guys, I have to go now. I have to go. You guys have a great day. Thank you for the fun. Smash the like on the way out. You guys have a great day. BC, if you find a source for 60 bulk price, please pass along. Okay, BC. Well, I might buy it. I might buy them all. Okay, so I don't want to share. I'm not gonna share. All right, goodbye. Peace out. You guys have a great day. Thanks so much. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.